One thing that's been shifted a lot recently is perspective. And I want to share a thought. I'm out here, actually, it's Cox Arboretum in Dayton, Ohio, and they actually have some great trails and a good garden area. And it's kind of a public area, but the trails are usually pretty secluded. And actually, I've lived in Dayton, Ohio for over 20 years, and I'm a big hiker, and I never even realized that they were here until this year. So I thought today I would slip out, and man, I've had a really stressful several weeks, like all of us, but really a couple years. And so I've made a habit of trying to get away, self-care. And of course, the gyms are closed and everything's shut down right now. And so it's hard to get that self-care, but the stress continues, right? And so on a perspective level, as I've watched several things in life shifting and trying to get my head around how this prioritizes what's important, what's not. Today I was out here, and I actually had a photo album on Facebook for a couple years called Get Out and Live Life that people can add to and whatnot. And so sometimes I'll post little adventures, this and that, and I started doing that for my own sake, to get back out, live life. You got to get away from the stress and the turmoil, and we forget all around us God's supplied his own playground. So there's trails and kayaks and lakes and beaches, and make the most of it like we're kids again, right? So today I get out here, and a few times lately the park is just packed out. And of course right now we're under these mandates that it's wise to keep distance and stay sanitary, and I've been applying all that. And so yeah, you're safe on a trail. And it's funny because my first reaction was, I'm on the trail just trying to crank out, actually get some exercise instead of just stressful work. And you're running into people like every 20 feet, and you're trying to go this way, that way, and avoid. At first I'm just like, man, these people are really in my way. and so a perspective shift that began to happen as I worked some of that angst out and got through the trail and had a good time is that ironically I've been encouraging folks through like the Facebook page to get out and live life. And I've my whole adult life I don't always feel calm and at peace in the world and with people, but man, to get in nature, to get on a good trail, camp, whatever, for me it's kind of a built-in sanctuary, right? And so ironically, as I'm on the trail, I'm griping to myself and I'm thinking, Jason, one upside to this virus, plague, pan epidemic, all the names we put on the COVID-19. The upside is that there's probably a lot of people on the trail today that have not maybe ever seen a trail, and certainly haven't seen it in a while. So you got families out, you got people from the city out. And so one of the things we can attempt to do, and I'm attempting to do, is shift my perspective towards priorities and say, the good thing is awesome. People are out enjoying the sunshine. Kids are out playing. People are trying to get outside because we're getting stir crazy. We're getting tired of being locked down. And so the upside is that we're being forced out, and we're being forced to prioritize. And I'm thinking today, how much it'd be nice to sit down in one of my favorite restaurants and have a meal. How much do I take that for granted? How much do I take for granted to be able to visit a loved one? So our priority shift in here recently, and I'm building into a message series, realizing as things have been stripped down in my life in the last couple of years, and now drastically for everybody. I'm also at zero income essentially. What things remain and a shaking in life, aren't those really the essentials? And there's a lot, the rest of it, stresses and strains that are our wants and desires and maybe privileges that are nice. But when we boil it down to it, man, if we got clothes in our back and food in our belly at all, if we can enjoy ourselves, we can walk, the rest of everything in life is cherry on the top. And it's not easy to feel that way. And so one perspective shift that's a positive in all this is that it helps us prioritize what's important. I'm Jason Hale. This has been a lesson from Life Builders.